Hi everyone, my name is Candy Hough and welcome to Angel Healing House. Today, my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, and I would like to speak about a topic, and the topic which is most relevant that the Posse of Angels are saying that the collective consciousness needs to pay attention to is the title, Surrendering Karma Through Compassion. The Posse of Angels is thrilled at the way events are unfolding on our planet. Now, this may surprise some who get their information solely from the biased and skewed media, for it may seem like things are actually getting worse. But the Posse of Angels are assuring us that the storm is raging harder in revealing the truths about our political systems, our government, in the areas concerning the purity of our foods, our inherent right as human beings on this planet to clean air and water and almost all other areas of our lives. This storm of shifting consciousness is unearthing and finally revealing the greed, the lies, and the corruption that have existed for a very long time. And although we may feel that as individuals we are helpless to truly make a difference in our world, we can choose to take heart that we belong to a much larger community of humanity striving for truth, unity, and justice. And when we sit in this knowledge that we are a part of something so much grander than ourselves, we do not feel so helpless and isolated. And the Posse of Angels wishes for us to know that our outside realities, our physical world, is just a reflection of the accumulated energies that each and every one of us has within. And there are many who would rail against such a statement by saying, "But I didn't start the wars. I didn't sanction poisoning our foods with pesticides, and I did not allow corruption to be present in many areas." But the Posse of Angels wishes for us to consider that any vibration that we hold within ourselves that contains the same frequency that is contained in anger, sadness, bitterness, resentment, judgment, non-forgiveness, criticism, and blame, no matter where it originated, these all indirectly have contributed to creating a world of division, a world of lack and disharmony. The reason for this is that we cannot have our external world that which does not already exist within us. We've come to an important threshold at which God and the angels are asking us to take responsibility for our energies within. Even though the most spiritual of us may not have seen the world's problems as resulting from the energetic frequency that we individually hold, it is tantamount to remember that we are each an integral puzzle piece of the planet. It is our collective energies that help determine the creation of either a divided planet that is reflective of negativity, like war, hatred, and greed, or is it reflective of positive energies resulting in love, acceptance, and peace? There are many among us who are wonderful spiritual teachers, because we've helped so many people by teaching spiritual principles. But how many of us have actually walked the walk and brought all our negative triggers back into the resonance of divine alignment? We are at a critical point in the ascension process where we are being asked to turn the mirror back on ourselves to see if our spiritual closets are completely clean. For it is at this important juncture in human ascension that we can no longer harbor and we can no longer hold onto any lower dimensional frequencies and must each personally resolve all of our karma in order to dissolve all patterning, all miscreations, and false beliefs, as they simply will not translate or transmute or disappear on their own. And for those of us who do not want to address our karmic issues, that's fine. That's our free will. But the Posse of Angels is reminding us that we certainly cannot go forward into the fulfillment of our heart's desires and wishes if we choose to hold on to any negative emotions, as there would be too great a disparity in energies. For instance, a client of mine shared with me that she was a very successful life coach, and she also told me that she had uterine cancer, breast cancer years ago, and now she had colon cancer. When I brought up the emotional reasons for the development of cancer cells multiplying in one's body, for instance, not choosing to nurture and nourish herself, not being open to receive, not communicating her needs, besides the physical reasons of creating an acid environment instead of an alkaline one within the body, she explained, yes, I know all of that. She went on to explain that she knew that thoughts were things, and she had done a tremendous amount of healing work with different people, yet her physical symptoms were continuing and just growing worse. In this case, it was truly an example of healing practitioner, heal thyself. But I intuited that there was a tremendous disconnection with what she knew and what she taught to others, and the feelings of bitterness, resentment, anger, and blame that she perpetuated within. This blame was directed towards A, a certain negative berating relative, and B, a person from her past who had lied to her and stole her money. I asked her if she truly wished to bring her body's health back into alignment, and she assured me that that is the only thing that she wished for. It was at this point that I told her point blank that her physical wellness was hinging on her ability to finally express gratitude and appreciation for these two souls and to take full responsibility for them being in her life, rather than blaming them and pleading for God to change them and to exact revenge on them. When I got her to take her first look at these two people through the eyes of God, it was something that she had never done before. By seeing them as divine human beings who she had contracted to bring about contrast in her life, to teach her tolerance, acceptance, and forgiveness, her hard exterior of seeing herself as a victim began to crack. For the first time ever, she began to see that both of these people had acted the way they did because they were hurt, they were insecure, and controlled by others. By blessing both of these human souls, instead of condemning them, she felt herself soften even more. As she started to feel compassion, she began to truly value them and to see their divine light underneath their choices. And the Posse of Angels wishes to remind us all that we can only value another person if we choose to see them through the eyes of compassion. By seeing her former colleague's actions from an angel's perspective, his motivations for stealing were revealed. Brought up by an abused father, he was made to feel worthless and was told that he would only be worthy if he were rich and if he were materially successful. The little boy inside of him was so deeply longed for his father's approval that he decided that he would get those riches at all costs and stole not only from my client, but many others. When my client was able to see him as a little child who felt fearful of being seen as a failure, her hardened anger and hurt energies towards this person began to melt away. As she felt her heart opening up and becoming more receptive to compassion, she allowed herself to truly feel forgiveness rather than just merely intellectualizing forgiveness as a concept, which she had taught in her many years as a life coach. Suddenly all the blame and all the hurt dissolved for these people who moments ago had been such negative weights holding her energies hostage. And because what we do to ourselves is no different from what we do to the world. This is the grand transmutation of karma that is being asked of each and every one of us to accomplish. For it is only by valuing everything and everyone do we start to resolve the emotions of blame and hurt in order to bring our energies back into divine alignment. And the Posse of Angels is assuring us that nobody is exempt and nobody has any excuses for holding any grudges, complaints, grievances, or accusations, and that would make it okay to hold on to anything that is not love. By seeing others through the eyes of compassion, we begin to see whatever happened between us through another filter, and we are then able to perceive it very differently. We can then actually choose to give it a different meaning and transform it into something of great value. This next level of ascension entails careful introspection, and some may feel pressured to transform and transmute everything and anything that holds any negative emotions or triggers back into divine love and acceptance. But the Posse of Angels wishes for us to remember that carbon has to be put under a great deal of pressure in order for a diamond to be formed. A caterpillar must transform to emerge as a magnificent butterfly. And the birthing process comes with excruciating pain, but the result is the blessing of a newborn. Each one of us is now being asked to go through the final push in order for us to inhabit an ascended planet. And while no one wants pain, the Posse of Angels wishes for us to remember that a rainbow can't be created without a little rain. And if you'd like help in transforming and transmuting anything of anger, resentment, bitterness, regret, judgment, criticism, anything that makes you feel as if you're a victim, anything that makes you feel like you're out of control, everything that is not of love, I would love to help you. You can always reach me at Angel Healing House. That number is 831-277-3716, or you can email me at Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com. Until next time, have an absolutely beautiful life, and go out and fashion a beautiful life for yourself. Take care, and I'll speak to you on the next YouTube video. Bye.